Hey everyone, Dr. Clark here. Part of my practice is I treat chronic conditions. People that have chronic neurological and immune system and endocrine problems. Fibromyalgia, which I've talked about a lot, is one of those problems. Now, really, that's a garbage can of a diagnosis, but people do come here that have been labeled with that, and rightly so. Many of them, they're I don't want to say they're skeptical, but they're more or less tentative. They want to believe that this can work for them, and it can, by the way, what I do because of the approach that I use. But they've tried other things that didn't work. And one of the questions that they ask is, well, how long does it last? If I come to you and you help me get relief from the chronic pain and the brain fog and the not being able to exert myself without crashing, if you help me get relief from that, how long does it last? Well, this is an update from a patient of mine named Billy, and I think without a doubt this puts the nail in the coffin of the question and the doubt about how long do the results of my treatment last. All right, Billy, so I think we first saw you 3 years ago?
Yeah.
At least 3 years ago. And so I want you to just tell, the backstory, like as you were just telling me before we turned this on, and kind of like, what brought you here, what kind of results that you had, and stuff that you want people to know about.
In 2003, I was involved in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
I was rear-ended by an 18-wheeler.
Mm-hmm.
I went through years of therapy and training, tests, trying to relieve pain issues. I had done several of the injections in your neck to give you mobility that would last about, some of them just about 3 months, and some as long as 6 months.
What were those procedures that you had done? 3 of them?
Rhizotomies.
So you had 3 rhizotomies. That's what it was.
I was taking 5 different types of pain pills and muscle relaxers and stuff like that to function.
I remember.
Function every day. I had not been at work in over a year. It had got where I couldn't even do that. There's a lot of things I couldn't do. I have grandchildren, couldn't pick them up, couldn't go anywhere. My husband had been asking me if I wanted to go on vacation to Europe. And when I seen you, it had been about 3 different years. I told him I just couldn't do it. And I didn't feel like I would survive.
Right.
So the pain would be too much. So then whenever you started seeing me, I came here. I can't even remember how I found you to come here.
I don't remember either, actually, which is funny.
Yeah, I was going to look it up, but I haven't found out. When I came here, to be truthful, David thought I was nuts not to come. When I would tell him how we started the treatment, what you started doing to kind of get a grip on what was wrong with me. But from the first month, I could already tell a big difference. In a year of seeing you, I had stopped taking all my medicines.
Right.
And that's been the biggest thing. I've gotten life back, mobility, the ability to do stuff. I still have issues where it comes back if I overdo or don't get in because we're all too busy.
Well, how often have I seen you?
I know.
Well, I mean, no, because
now it's been 4 months, at least 4 months since I was in the last time.
I think the time before that, it's maybe every 6 to 8 months, maybe?
It is, every 6. It's about that now. It should be a little bit more. I'd feel better.
Depending on how life goes, right?
Yeah, depending on what is happening. But we just got back from Europe, because I did go. And we spent a month traveling, my husband and I. And the biggest plus is the fact that I was able to do it. We traveled for 3 countries, into 3 countries, and traveled by train on a lot of it, toted luggage, had to walk because in Athens the taxis were on strike, so we had to tote the luggage.
Nice.
Yeah, it was not an easy trip.
It was physical.
It was very physical. 9 days in Israel where we did tour group stuff. We were going all the time, walking, seeing a lot.
Right.
And I was able to do it.
Right.
So I came, when I got back, I knew I needed to come in. Before I got back, I knew I needed to come in.
Right.
But,
and you're working now?
And I'm back. I've been back at work full time for 10 months.
10 months, great. And we were talking that, how about picking up your grandkids? Can you do that stuff now?
They're too big now.
They're too big now?
Yeah, they're too big. But I have nieces and nephews, and yes, I'm able to, pick up toddlers. I have a 1-year-old niece, and it's fun to get to do that. But to do things with them, I couldn't, go. I still forget I can't have a snowball fight because that's when I started. I knew I needed to come in before I went on my vacation because it snowed. It's so late in the season here, and I can't do that without some repercussions.
So how much better? I think we're going to run out of power in a second. If you had to say a percentage, right, like based on how bad you had felt when you came in and all the stuff that you can do now that you couldn't do, I mean, try to give people a sense of how much better you feel like you are.
On a general basis, about 80% better. I get to where I'm not that good and have to come back in.
And when you come back, for what? One visit?
I try.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes I only make one, but it helps me function for a month, probably more.
But it's not that we have to go back and do the whole intensive thing again, right? Yeah. Okay.
It's so great because we don't have to start over.
Nope, don't start over. Right. Cool.
You kind of know.
Yeah. So if somebody, you mentioned feeling embarrassed, your husband thought you were crazy, and a lot of people that are watching this, their spouses think they're crazy for wanting to do because they've already tried stuff before that didn't work. What turned him around? What kind of helped him, kind of say, well, maybe you're not crazy?
He likes to see me better.
Aha. So if the results were there, that was it, huh?
Yeah, at first, and he'll be the first one to say, you need to get an appointment. You need to
now,
get
right?
Yes, now.
Very cool.
And I don't. Money's really important.
Sure.
It costs the cost of my care before, and I was never out of pain.
Right.
And on so many medicines, was enormous. And though I've been seeing you 3 years, I have not reached one price of one of those injections. So that's a big deal.
That's a big deal, isn't it? Okay,
really
fair
big.
Enough. Cool.
And I really wanted people to know that because it seems,
You want to be efficient, right?
Yeah.
I mean, paying is okay as long as you get results, right? Yeah, okay. Well, cool. Well, maybe we'll do this again in a couple of years and you'll still tell me how good you're doing, right? Yeah. All right, cool.